Welcome back to Black Betty Dirty Hands. This week we're pushing ahead with the shed build with a second concrete slab, a tidy 6x3 metre pour to round out the full foundations. Once again we're calling in the concrete taxi because nothing says DIY like ordering concrete like it's takeaway. They mix it on site, only what you need, and a whole lot less stressful than trying to run through a full truckload while we're pretending to know what we're doing. We've got the formwork boxed up, the builder's plastic down, the Rio mesh in place. The only thing left to do is pump up the wheelbarrow tyre, pour, screed, float, and try to not get concrete in our boots. Sit back, relax, and as always, there's nothing to it but to do it.
Whoa, Black Betty, dirty hands, building dreams, working the land. From the yard to the workshop floor, fix it, grow it, always more. Whoa, Black Betty, dirty hands, that's who I am.
There's nothing that needs to be said that I haven't already said last week. The process is the same. So instead, here's a fun fact. Concrete is the second most consumed material on Earth, right after water. That means there's more concrete is poured than coffee is drunk, more concrete than bread is baked, and definitely more concrete than I've had at sleep this week. It's wild to think that while most people are out enjoying their weekends, we're shoulder deep in humanity's second favourite thing. And let me tell you, it shows. My boots are heavy, my back's tight, and my arms are questioning my life choices. But hey, we're not here for easy, we're here to get it done. So if the world wants concrete, we're doing our part, one barrow load at a time. So what we did first, once the concrete started to flow, was we used a straight edge to screed off the top of the slab. This step makes sure that the concrete is level with both the footings and the slab that we've already poured. By getting this right, we'll have a consistent, even height across the entire shed, which is pretty important when you're dealing with garage doors, storage racks, and not wanting to trip over random humps and bumps in the floor. The way we screed is simple. We simply place a straight edge across the boxing and the slab and slowly drag it back towards us while moving it in a side-to-side action.
Oh my God. Jubs, look at that slab. It is so flat. It looks like one of those commercial jobs who even lays mesh like that. They only built it because they like big shed. I mean, look at it. It's smooth, it's wide, it's glorious. I like big slabs and I cannot lie. You other builders can't deny. When a pour rolls in with a leveled up base and the Rio tight in place, you floated. Screed line locked up tough cause that finish is looking buff. When I walk on site with a trowel in hand and a mixer that don't quite stand, I get sprung. Wanna prep that pad cause you notice that slab was bad. Deep in the pit it's pouring, I'm hooked and I can't stop scoring. Oh minty, I wanna get floaty and take your screed job slowly. Builders tried to warn me that slab was looking too stormy. Ooh, Rio smooth and stacked, saying those bar chairs got your back. I'm tired of shonky slabs saying mesh too light, just fab. Take the average bloke and ask him that, he'll say it's gotta last, not just look flat. So fellas, has your pour got room to dance? Screed it, screed that slab dead flat. Baby got slab. I like them big, bold, clean and gray, and cured out nice at the end of the day. No cold joints, no dry crust, just that mix we pour and trust. Some pour slow with wheelbarrows, others pumping like concrete pharaohs. Don't care if it's path or pad, if it's laid down right, I'm glad. So, to all you tradies out in the yard who wanna lay slabs wide and hard, dial 800, pour it good and show that flow some too. Jubs and mentees, crew don't quit, they float all day just working it. With Black Betty dirty hands in tow, that slab so slick it's set to glow.
Yeah, baby. When it's 10x10 with perfect drainage fall, that's not just concrete, that's art.
I like big slabs and I cannot lie. You other builders can't deny that when concrete hits and the mesh is sweet, you step right in and skip a beat. So crew up back the truck in tight, we pour that slab and float all night. Cause baby got slab.
Once we're happy with the screed, it's time to bring out the bull float. The bullfloat is the big flat tool on a long handle that glides over the top of the surface to try and knock down any marks and bumps that may exist. You use the bullfloat first to help smooth out any screed lines and help push down any aggregate that might have floated up to the surface. It also helps the surface of the concrete to start to close up, which helps in finishing. It doesn't take much pressure, just a smooth overlapping pass, and makes a world of difference to the end product. Once we've finished with the bullfloat and the surface has had a bit of time to firm up, it's time to bring out the Fresno trowel, basically the final step before we let the concrete do its thing. It's a long, flatter steel trowel compared to the bullfloat, which we glide across the surface to give it a nice clean finish. Unlike the bullfloat, which is mostly level and smoothing, the Fresno helps tighten up the surface. It brings the cement paste up and closes off any little pores or imperfection left behind. The key here is timing. If you go too early, you'll drag up water and make a mess. Too late and the surface is too hard to work with. But if you get it right, you'll be left with a slab that's not just strong but smooth enough to slide across in socks, if that's your thing. You really can feel the difference when the concrete is too wet to work, as the trowel will suction down to the surface and make a mess. Now, while we did everything in our powers to do the best job we could, sometimes things pop up that throw a spanner in the works. And just for something different, this week's spanner was the rain. Now, the bloke I bought Black Betty off told me, "Oh, it never rains in Black Betty." But I think he meant to say it only rains at Black Betty. Because ever since we've moved here, the clouds have been working overtime, and of course, they didn't take the day off when we were pouring our slab. We didn't think too much of it at first. We were working under the roof after all. But due to the time restraints, we hadn't quite finished the roof completely, and there were still a few little screw holes that were open to the air. Well, those little gaps turned into drips. Those drips landed right on our freshly finished concrete, leaving behind a few marks and ruining the nice surface that we worked so hard to get. It is what it is. We adapt, move on. Luckily, we'd been planning to paint the floor anyway, so all we'll use is a little bit of patch compound to tidy things up before we paint it. And that brings us to the end of this week's video. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. If you're enjoying the builds, the chaos, and the weather drama, please give the video a like. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. It really helps my channel grow. Now I'll leave you with this week's dirty truth. If you're not flexible, you'll break. See you on the next one.